Hello everybody, hola amigos, how are you all? I'm back again with a very interesting topic today. The topic of today's video is miembros de la familia. Miembros de la familia. So that means family members. How do you discuss or how do you call the family members in Spanish? What are their names in Spanish and how do you call them? Let's take a look. Okay, the Spanish family members in Spanish, they are classified in two genders, masculine and feminine. We all know that. So now the endings of the words, the relations are different if they are male family members and they are different if they are female family members. Let's take a look and see. So we have a granddad. Granddad is called abuelo. The ending is with an O, abuelo, and grandmom is called abuela. So when we are talking about abuela, we will come to know that it is the grandmom we are discussing, and when we are talking about abuelo, it becomes the granddad. Next, we have el padre. El padre is your dad, your father. El padre. So obviously with masculine, all these members will have el in front of them, the article el. The grandfather, the cousin, the brother, el. And in case of feminine, la abuela, la madre or la mama, which is mom, la madre, el padre, which is dad. Madre is called mama, padre is also called papa. Moving on, we have hijo, hijo, el hijo, her. Hijo is a son. Hija is daughter. Hija is daughter. You will see, observe that the sound of her is very prominent. La hija, el hijo. Nephew. What is nephew called? Sobrino. Sobrino. El sobrino is a nephew. Sobrina is your niece. You will observe mostly all female family members are a ending and male O ending. Sobrino, sobrina. Hijo, hija. Abuelo, abuela. Hermano and hermana. Hermano, brother. Hermana, sister. The sound of H is silent in Spanish. So it is not hermano or hermana. It is hermano, hermana. What is this? Primo, prima, primo, prima. So primo is your male cousin. Prima is your female cousin. Primo, prima. Tío, tía. Tío and tía have an accent on I. Tía. So you have to stress the I. Tía, tío. Tío, tía. Tío is your uncle and tía is your aunt. Then, esposo, esposa. So both the meanings are spouse. Your husband is your esposo, your wife is your esposa, the spouse. And we have nieto, nieta. Nieto is your grandchild but grandson. And nieta is your granddaughter. A endings, female. O endings, masculine. Article, el abuelo, el padre, el hijo. La abuela, la madre, la hija, la sobrina. Is that clear? Now let's look at the family tree and decide what relations these people have with each other. So let's begin from the head of the tree, which is your abuelo and abuela. Abuelo is your granddad, abuela is your grandmom. What does this mean? Hombre and mujer. Hombre means the blue circles are male members and the pinks are female members. So hombre is a man, mujer is a woman. Males and females. And then we have the green branches of the tree, which means that they are the children. Hijos are children. And then we have the pink branches, which means they are casados. What do you mean by casados? They're married. So if there's a pink branch between two people, that means they are married people, casados. So abuelo and abuela, pink branch makes it a married couple. Then they have the green branch, which is their children. And who are these children? Tío, padre, madre. So you have your dad, who's the child of your granddad and grandmom. That's your dad. Your dad is married to your mom, madre. And then you also have a tío, which is another son of your granddad, which makes it your uncle. So that's your tío, your uncle. Now, next, we also have here a tía. That means she's your aunt. She's another child, but a daughter of your grandparents. And that's your tía. Tía is your aunt who is married to tío, which is your uncle. Tío and tía. And then now we go to the next generation, which is their children. Primo and prima, who are your cousins. So the children of your uncle and aunt will be your cousins. This is your cousin brother. This is your cousin sister. Your mom and dad are here. They have 3 children. Tu, this is you. So this is you, the child of your mom and dad. You have here hermana. That means you have a sister and a brother, hermano. Now your brother is married to your cuñada. Cuñada is your sister-in-law. So he is married to your sister-in-law, which is a cuñada, and they both have children, which is sobrino and sobrina. Sobrino makes it a nephew. It's a nephew. Sobrina is a niece. So you have a nephew and a niece. Now let's talk about your own children. You have 2 children, a son and a daughter, hijo and hija. And then your daughter is married to your son-in-law. Yerno is a son-in-law. So your daughter is married to Yerno, who's a son-in-law. They again have 2 children. So that means your daughter has two children, Nieto and Nieta. Nieto means he's your grandchild and Nieta means she's your granddaughter. Let's revise the chart again. Granddad, grandmom. Your uncle, your dad, your mom. Your aunt and who married to your uncle. You, your sister, your brother. Your brother married to your sister-in-law. They both have children, so that's your nephew and niece. You have a son, you have a daughter. Your daughter's married to your son-in-law. And they both have two children who are your grandson and your granddaughter. Confusing? I hope not. It works very clearly if you make a tree in your mind and place the family members in that. Okay, let's take a quiz now to know how much you have learned. So here I have the different family members' names or the relations, and you have a chart. Can you help me please complete this tree by telling me which correct relations will be denoted where? Let's start from the beginning. Who do you think this is? Abuelo. Is that right? That's your abuelo. That means your granddad. This is your abuela. So that's your grandmom, your granddad and your grandmom. Now, what are the children? And this is I. You are here, right? So that is you. Who is that? That's your padre. That's your dad. And that is your mom, madre. You are here. You have a sister. So what is that called? Hermana. That's your sister. And here is your hermano. Right? Abuelo, abuela, padre, madre, yo, hermano, hermana. Okay. Now you have another son of your grandparents who will be called your correct, your tío, right? So that's your tío. Your tío has two children who will be called your cousins, and the male cousin will be your primo and the female cousin will be called your prima. And then you have the wife of your uncle who's your aunt, and the last one, that is your tia. So it is tío, tia, primo and prima. So friends, I hope now you're very clear with how to categorize your family members and what are their names in Spanish. So that's it from me. Thank you very much.